Hey everyone, Skye from the Jyminaurus channel, and welcome to Ask Skye, where I answer your questions. A while ago, and boy do I mean a while ago, I turned 22 and just a few days later woke up and saw a notification saying that I just hit my 100th subscriber milestone. So, yeah, this video is really late because of a couple reasons, but as a way to sort of celebrate both events, I wanted to do this video, a Q&A. I asked on Discord for people to throw some questions at me, and I'm going to answer 22 of them, so yeah, here we go. Also, before we begin, if you can hear background noise, I must apologize. I have a fan going because my room is a little hot, so yeah. First question, nuclear codes. Okay, great start. Ignoring that one. Question 1, what is your sexual orientation? Aaron. Lesbo, according to Autumn. My sexual orientation is bisexual. My romantic orientation is homoromantic, or as Autumn said, effectively lesbian, or in other words, romantically gay. Because people are probably going to ask in the comments, yes, I am trans, and have not had much luck changing how I sound. Although I have been unsuccessfully attempting to work on that. Also, random side note, one of the reasons this video is so late is because my tongue was sore, but I feel like I'm more than good enough now to finally do a video. I won't lie, part of the reason is also simply due to procrastination as usual with me, but primarily the biggest reason was my tongue. Question 2, favorite spider person? Point Break. There's a couple ways I could probably answer that. If you're asking specifically out of the people from Into the Spider-Verse, which I've only recently seen, probably Spider-Gwen? Maybe? Out of the live-action movies, Tom Holland. Out of the alternate skins I've used in several games, the noir suit is probably one of my favorites, if not Spider-Man 2099. Plus, of course, there's a black suit, which I love just because, you know, symbiotes and shit. But my number one absolute favorite version of Spider-Man ever has got to be the PS4 Spider-Man. Minor spoiler warning, I guess, up ahead. There's a ton of reasons why he's my favorite, but they'd be far too long to go over, and I'd like to keep this video from turning into a digital essay. Long story short, I just love what they did in the PS4 game, having Spider-Man as more of a veteran superhero who's been fighting crime for 8 years, and Yuri Lowenthal's portrayal of Parker was utterly amazing in my opinion. Enough said. Question 3. Any wholesome interactions with other prominent members of the Ben 10 fandom? Point Break. Are you implying that I'm prominent? Only people who immediately come to mind are Levi, Kuro, O.R.Ash, Hershey, and Necrodarkus. There's also other members of the Ink Tank security team such as Dunked, Paradox, and Ethan who I work with, in a sense. Levi Church was the first person I collaborated with who I didn't know prior as a friend offline in real life. Kuro the artist probably doesn't need an introduction, but in addition to the things he's widely known for already, he is also the creative talent behind my commissions of Jennifer Tennyson, aka Gen 10, an original fan character who, as you can probably guess, is an alternate universe Omnitrix wielder, specifically from Dimension 19. It all started when Kuro offered in the Discord chat to draw a female version of Ben. I took it and colorized it with the colors you see here, and later Kuro made a better version based off of my colors. Sometime later, I commissioned him to do these versions you see here. Similarly to Kuro, O.R.Ash I've also commissioned to do art for me, the avatar representing me as you see here, as well as alternate versions and a Fakemon evolution of the ghost type that I call Oblivion. Somebody else has more than likely also come up with that exact same name, but I don't care. I thought of it myself independently, and I'm proud of it. Oblivion isn't my only concept of a Fakemon evolution either, so at some point in the future I may also have him do the other as well, but the idea will have to remain secret until whenever and if that happens. Question number 4. What are your favorite movies aside from DC and Disney? MA. I'm going to assume by Disney you're including everything under its umbrella too, like Marvel and Star Wars. Okay, this is challenging because most of my favorite movies are DC and Marvel, so I'm just going to list off 5. Avatar, the 2009 film by James Cameron. The Star Trek Kelvin Timeline trilogy, I'm just going to clump all 3 of them together as one. Venom, technically not Disney. Pokemon, don't judge me. And Clash of the Titans, maybe? I'm not really sure. I was going to say Deadpool because technically speaking that wasn't made by Disney, but 20th Century Fox is merging into Disney, so I guess it sort of is a Disney movie now? I have no idea. Venom, however, is still Sony, so I will still count it. Question number 5. Can you approximately calculate all of space and the universes in existence not only in the observable universe? Approximately this. Probably. Question number 6. Why do you hate pineapple on pizza? The real question is, what the fuck is wrong with your taste buds? Says the girl who doesn't like most forms of chocolate and sweets. Question number 7. What is your oldest Ben 10 memory? Austin. Probably me watching my DVD of Season 4 of Ben 10's original series when I was, I don't know, 9 to 12 years old. I want to say the first episode I ever watched was Perfect Day, but I don't know that for certain. Question 8. What is your fondest birthday memory? To be completely honest, I'm not sure because my memory as a kid absolutely sucked and still isn't exactly great. But probably coming home one time after visitation and seeing my bed piled with presents, if I had to guess. Question number 9. What is your daily schedule like? I don't really have a schedule. Even my sleep cycle is the definition of chaos. But on average, 6 to 12 hours of sleep depending on a number of things, and 90% of my waking hours are spent online, either on YouTube, Discord, Messenger, Netflix, etc., or drawing, gaming, writing, etc. And I don't have a job because I legit cannot work. Question number 10. What was your first Funko Pop, Austin? If I remember correctly, I think it was these 5, the Guardians of the Galaxy. I got all 5 of them together as a present one year. Question 11. How do you unwind when stressed out? Kinda depends on what's stressing me out, but more often than not the answer is YouTube, games, fiction, or... Question 12. What's your comfort food? Point Break. I don't think I really have one. My favorite foods also change, so that's not really a help either. Currently, I'd say probably Subway or fried chicken. Question number 13. Who is your go-to YouTube channel for laughs? Point Break. There's 2 actually, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, my personal heroes who have saved my life on numerous occasions. Question 14. What is your favorite Marvel film that was made before 2018? Levi. Doctor Strange, who, fun fact, is my 3rd favorite Marvel superhero, at least right now. Question 15. Why don't you watch more anime? Levi. Wait, what? These aren't enough. Well, to be honest, I do want to watch more. Problem is, the ones I tend to see don't particularly interest me. And I just have several I've been meaning to watch but haven't gotten around to, or keep getting sidetracked preventing me from watching it. A really sad example is Black Butler, who I started watching, and I genuinely like the show, but I just stopped watching it one day and didn't remember, oh yeah, you're supposed to be watching that, until several months later, and by that point I had forgotten where I was and what had happened recently. So, sometime soon, maybe after I watch Mob Psycho 100, I'm going to restart Black Butler. Now, anyone who's talked to me extensively may also know that a similar story happened with Generator Rex. I stopped watching in Season 2, never got around to returning to the show, and forgot where I was. This is something that happens to me a fair bit when it comes to shows lately because most of my time is spent on YouTube. Question 16. Name your top 5 anime characters, MSL Brawl. L. Lolliot, Saitama, All Might, Sinon maybe, and... either Sebastian or maybe Elric. No, Ryuk. Question number 17. Okay, so this is a live reaction to something Lenny sent. Here we go. What? A body A of mass 10 kilograms is supported against a smooth plane of angle 50 degrees. Find the pressure of the body on the plane and the tension in the string, which is parallel to the slope. A body B on a plane of angle 40 degrees is connected to A by a string passing over smoothly. No. No. I'm not doing this. No. If you want to honestly ask me a math equation or something, then that's fine. But no, I'm not doing this for a joke. Question 18. If you could live literally anywhere, where would you live? From Anonymous. Good question. If we're talking literally anywhere imaginable, real or not, then probably my dreamscape, a fictional place of my creation. Long story, but it sort of acts as a mind palace / personalized heavenly space. Question 19. Who do you main as in Smash? From Anonymous. Well, here's the thing. I don't own a Switch, and I've only played Smash briefly with friends. However, I can tell you that hypothetically speaking, if I did have a Switch and played Smash often enough to actually main as anyone specific, it would most likely be Mewtwo. Secondary contenders are Kirby and Pac-Man. Even though I haven't really played Kirby extensively, I do think he's an interesting character. Pac-Man mostly just for nostalgia. Here's a bonus question that no one actually asked, but I want to answer it anyway because it's kind of related. If I could personally have Nintendo add any characters to Smash, who would I pick? Spyro the Dragon, and Crash Bandicoot for sure, and maybe a secondary Pokemon trainer who uses evolutions instead of starter Pokemon. It is actually a major peeve of mine that the first two, Crash and Spyro, aren't in Smash already, yet half of the characters who are in Smash for some reason are. I'm looking at you, Piranha Plant. Question 20. Name your least favorite Pokemon from Anonymous. Oh, that's an easy one. Just to name a small few, Dunsparce, Stunfisk, Quillfish, Audino, and worst of all, Klefki. There is not a single other Pokemon who comes even close to how much I hate this piece of trash. Question 21. How did you find out you were trans? Dunked. Well, that's a bit of a story. Coincidentally, this last month I wrote a short private thing just to get some thoughts down about my journey, as it were, discovering my sexuality and gender identity, etc. Here's the short version. After I had come out as bi, a few months later I started to question my gender identity. Up until this point, I knew that transgenderism was a thing and that transgender people existed, but I had never once considered the possibility that I myself could be trans. But now that I was questioning, I was not sure. I struggled with this eternally for many weeks, what felt like an eternity. Until one day, a friend of mine shared a social media post basically protecting people who use, quote, other pronouns, close quote, and said anyone could talk to them about whatever. So I DM'd them about it, and after a brief conversation, I asked them to call me a she. Talking to someone about this, openly, somehow made it feel more obvious to me. I am a girl. Simple as that, really. Retrospectively looking back at my life, it pains me that I didn't realize this sooner. I never honestly felt like I fit in as a guy. Always out of place. Hope that answers that. Question number 22. Origin of my name. What is the origin of my name? As you can probably guess, since I am transgender, Skye is not my birth name. It is my chosen name. So why Skye? Well, it feels fitting. For starters, I need to have an S name. My birth name starts with an S, and having another letter just wouldn't feel right to me. Thematically, it also fits some of my interests. I'm a big fan of space, which is, at least from our perspective, a part of the sky. My favorite elements are usually lightning or storm-based, unless they're not an option, in which case, fire. The name is short and simple, so there's no need for a nickname, but honestly, I chose it because I became attached to it. But Skye, how could you become attached to it before you picked it? Well, Skye was actually originally a character. I called her Skye, and over time I just fell in love with the name and ended up adopting it for myself. I don't know if that character will ever see the light of day though, because even though she was technically first, we share a name now, and I don't want people to think she's nothing more than a self-insert. I could recycle the idea around her and just use a different name, I suppose, but I'm not sure. I don't think it would feel right. As for the last name, Phoenix. Same story, it was originally the name of my character, but I adopted it for myself after falling in love with it. Though I am not 100% sure yet if I want to keep Phoenix as a pen name, or whatever you want to call it, or instead make it officially my legal surname. I will say I am leaning towards official though. Like Skye, Phoenix is also thematic and matches my mascot. Lastly is the channel name, Jyminaurus Entertainment. I've explained this before on Discord and probably other places, but the short explanation is that back in May of 2014, when I made my channel, I was desperately searching for something to call my upcoming channel. I was under the impression, due to certain big YouTubers such as PewDiePie and Markiplier, that in order to have even a chance at becoming successful, you needed to have a unique username that you could basically use as a brand. So I eventually came up with Jyminaurus. How, you may ask? Well, it started out as Jyminaurus, kind of like Aura and Saurus, like dinosaurs. I'm not particularly a dinosaur fan, but I do like dragons and some lizards, so whatever. At some point I dropped the I in the middle and changed the GE at the beginning to JY just for some extra uniqueness. Plus there's the idea that if I were to go by Jyminaurus as an online name, I could also go by Jim for short. However, that's a masculine name, so obviously I don't want to do that anymore. So Jyminaurus Entertainment is now nothing more than my channel's name, like a brand. I am not Jyminaurus any more than Kuro is Mr. Inktank. Okay, that's all 22 questions. So that just about does it for this video. I honestly cannot say how thankful I am to have reached 100 subscribers, but considering I've been uploading less videos lately, I gotta admit the timing makes this feel somewhat undeserved. But anyways, self-loathing aside, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully more will be coming real soon, and if you want to help support my channel, you know what to do. This is Skye signing off. Until next time, bye.